Apparently this has kind of worked. Alright. Am I live? What the hell? Ah, okay. This is going to take a little getting used to. Here. Anybody here yet? No. Well, let's fix the screen. Does that move it up? Well, that's better. Now I'm lighting my cigarette. Just a little lag. What is that message there? Latest news. Thanks. Alright, so welcome one person. Do you have chat capabilities? I'm waiting for some people to either ask me questions or, I don't know, tell me to do stupid things. And I'll decide whether or not I feel like it. I think this webcam would be better off in smaller resolution. Not too late for that now. I brought my phone back here. Okay, for the people who will be watching this after I'm done live streaming, did you catch Shadow? It seems to keep getting exactly as deep and connected and mafia-like as I claimed it would be before Donald Trump was even the nominee. And a funny thing that she hadn't had a chance to cover yet that I saw on Morning Mika this morning. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Hi, camera. Funny thing I saw on Morning Mika this morning. What's his name? The little Osky. The little guy. The little annoying guy. What the fuck? The first CNN Trump advisor, Corey Lewandowski, his firm is now basically offering a protection racket from Donald Trump's tweets. Like literally a service that keeps Donald Trump from getting confused, making any harsh statements about you on the internets. Sorry about that. My bandwidth is shitty. Let me go see if I can turn the PlayStation off in the other room. Maybe that'll help. All right. Brought back some tea. And yeah, I'm still wearing pajama pants. So, rock, is it? Where are you from? Rockin'? Oh, rockin'. Oh, I get it. Like rockin'. If I can do one of these at night and get a better audio quality, maybe I'll take request and play my guitar. Canada. What kind of car do you drive in Canada? Canadians always have interesting cars. Well, at least the ones that I talk to online. All-wheel drive's like a dime a dozen out there. We hardly ever see anything all-wheel drive. Mm. Now, see, that I do see literally every day out here. Good truck, though. Damn good truck. You got the Cummings 7.2. Ah. I hear that those in that generation, those ECU reflashers that just go and get your stock shit working back properly, those do a lot of good for the big gasoline pickup trucks. So I don't know if anybody out there. Actually, I think one of the guys who does it is out there, but I can't remember the name. It's been years since I saw that. But yeah, I bet you. What you get, like 6 miles to the gallon in there? 8, 12 on the highway with overdrive? Alright, so. I see 2 other people in here. 2 other people. Y'all want, do y'all have typing capabilities? Ask a question. Where are you from? What you doing there? Oh, fuck. I'm bored and I just figured out live streaming, so I'm live streaming. And that's about fucking it. If y'all don't say something, I'm gonna wind up talking politics again. Because I'm not comfortable, and I never will be comfortable accepting a Russian-installed mafia oligarch who thinks it's okay to grab women by the pussy and walk in on fucking teenage beauty pageants and shit like that. You know, I just can't do it. Especially when I know that, and I don't know if my little card is showing up. I tried to put a little card on here. I don't know when cards show up. I put a card on there connecting to my recent video about the biggest cover-up in history, which basically is tantamount to a framing of Hillary Clinton over Benghazi. And the reason why she got framed is because nobody mentioned Russia. Why is that relevant? I'm glad you asked, person that isn't typing. Well, that's in that fucking video, isn't it? And it basically amounts to Russia had a whole lot of business with Gaddafi that Hillary Clinton was legally bound not to speak of unless directly asked a question about it. She could, however, and I forgot to point this out in the video, she could, however, if elected president, properly defend herself in a public hearing because she would be in charge of the declassification and she would not be bound by rules of non-provocation of foreign countries during a public hearing. So, yeah, the whole idea that Hillary Clinton would be impeached is bullshit. So, America just took a ride down the shitter for no fucking reason. So, your turn. Say something. Somebody. Ooh, five whole people watching. You know, not to insult any paraplegics or that was a joke. Yeah, I covered the UK in several of my wake the fuck up, the Cold War never ended, divide and conquer is happening right now, dumbasses videos. Got a lot of those. And I just posted one recently in which I point out that we don't have a strategy to counter divide and conquer. We don't even have an organized effort to educate people on what divide and conquer is, how it's being implemented, how it even relates to fake news. The media hasn't done its job relating divide and conquer to fake news. What's the fucking point of even bringing it up? So, what you drive out there in the UK? And where at in the UK? I was once a Welshman. Is that your photo? You kind of look like Richard Hammond. Ah. And do you have any kind of interesting vehicle you might want to bring up? Mr. Rockin, the person who was commenting before you joined in, drives a 2004 F350 in Canada. And it's gas, not a diesel. That poor bastard. He needs to get a Honda CRV. Then again, most people really do need to get a Honda CRV. 02 to 04 model, 02 to 04 model, throttle cable. You know, a throttle cable. You want a fucking throttle cable on your K-Series Honda CRV. 02 to 04 model, before they do the drive-by-wire shit. And that's all I have to say about that. So, what do you drive, Stuart? A matchbox with some cheese wheels on the side? Sorry, no Stuart jokes. I couldn't resist. Oh shit! So what happened? Yay, live streams! I figured out, and I have a webcam and pineapple pen, whatever. Oh fuck! Yeah, those hurt. Did your legs heal up okay, or are you still struggling? Oi. I never had a motorcycle accident, but I was riding on a bicycle when I was still in high school, and a car came and clipped me from this way, and then I smacked into a parked car, and it was mostly my momentum that injured me, but I got my spine basically just snapped clear the fuck that way. My left rib right here got cracked from hitting into my hip. Didn't hit into my bike, it hit into my hip. So that's how far bent over I was. And I'm crickety in this area, but thank God my legs are okay. I hope you don't ride motorcycles anymore. I think after hitting a bus, perhaps you might want to look into a Honda CRV. I'm just gonna keep recommending Honda CRVs, 2002 to 2004 model or older, because if you get a 99 to 2001, you can do an OBD2 swap with an Integra Type R motor, and that's wonderful. Get you a little front wheel drive, late 90s Honda CRV, and just go make people wonder. Just what the fuck? Just how did that? Oh, you know, that's what I would do. Maybe even put a turbo on it. There's actually if you look up on YouTube, Honda CRV sleeper. There's a guy with like a 13 or 12-second turboed B series VTEC little tiny SUV, and it's kind of fucking hilarious watching that thing go down the track. So apparently, two people did not approve of my Honda CRV recommendations. So time to pick on James. James Strider, who's all excited about live streams. Um, where are you from, and what do you drive? That's that's all I can fucking think of. What you know, or I'll get back on politics again. You can ask me a political question, ask me a spiritual question. Stuart is already going to be in my wife and I's prayers. I think that should probably go without saying. They've got a lot of different accommodations. A guy, I'm talking to you, Stuart. There's a guy who races in the Pirelli World Challenge Series, a Mazda, and his whole crew is made of disabled veterans. And he lost a leg in Iraq, I believe, and his other leg's not exactly in great shape. But they've made a lot of accommodations. I don't know what your financial situation is like that. Usually that stuff is expensive, but there's organizations that help with that. But as a former motorcycle rider, I could guess that you want to get behind the wheel of something again. And let me know if you want help researching that. I wouldn't mind helping you out with that. So Wumbra drives a VW Golf Diesel. A VW Golf Diesel. All right, go take care of that thing, and make sure you always drive it right at the limit. Because if you have one of those, that's what it's good for. Trying to actually find where that thing can stay up there is a hilarious little challenge in itself. So go dig it out of the snow and have fun with that. New York City and nervous about starting to drive. Well, I would imagine so if you live in New York City. The best thing I would think for New York City is a 2002 to 2004 Honda CR-V. Because you can get one for about $4,000. I got a great crash test rating. And you can see up high, people can see you. It's a very visible car front and back with the lighting and everything. It's got good side impact rating for those crash tests. But it's got a relatively small footprint and a good turning radius. So again, for New York City, I would think a CR-V would be good. And, the all-wheel drive would be helpful if you got caught into some snow. Hello, Alpha Omega person. Does that mean you want the job? Because, I'm accepting applications and I'm trying to retire. But somehow, I get the feeling that you might not be up for it. That's a good question. What is my job description? Like, you can't say master of the universe. Obviously, I gave that up a long time ago. I'm more leaning towards the Omega side lately. Get it yet? Of course, people assume that, I don't drive Hondas, I drive clouds. But I just find Hondas have better engineering than, like, masses of water vapor. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. I find the handling to be more precise, and when VTEC engages on a cloud of vapor, it tends to fall apart. Yeah. I'm going to pass that off as a joke. Yeah. So what do you drive, Mr. Omega? There's a good fish food called Omega. Ooh, 6 people watching again. Fancy shit. So, Wambra. Oh, you just sent me. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, in Europe there's good competition for Honda hatchbacks. It took Ford, what, until '05 to give us a good hatchback? And if I'm not mistaken, every Volkswagen or anything that's ever made it here has been severely governed. So Honda has pretty much had its reign in the U.S. market, and people around here love their Civics. You find the occasional guy who has a Mazda, and you will never talk him down from the superiority of his Mazda. I personally wouldn't try because I love Mazdas too. But you got fucking guys in America that rice out Chevy Cavaliers. Okay, well, used to. That used to be a thing. And it wasn't long after that before everybody just had the discussion and realized Hondas are better. Just, if you want a small car, you get a fucking Honda. Well, TDI isn't just drowning in regulation. All of fucking Volkswagen is drowning in fraud now. Didn't they have to pay out like $20 billion or some shit? So wait, your old one's a you got a '07 and it gets less gas mileage than the '03? Huh. Any car late enough to have individual ignition coils, that again is a good candidate if you don't think you're getting the gas mileage it should. Get your good tune up on it and find one of those computer companies. It's a few $100s, but that permanently sets your computer to not the way all of those cars came out, but the way your particular car came out. So whereas your factory computer is written, like the fuel mapping is what it's called, is written for that engine in ideal conditions. Your engine was made in an assembly line and may not have every little different thing the exact same on the inside. And that can severely affect little tiny imperfections, little tiny differences can severely affect how efficiently a fuel map works on a given car. So by getting your car remapped, especially in the days now where we have individual ignition, because that's all controlled by the computer as opposed to a distributor, you could save loads of gas mileage and probably get better horsepower. Didn't realize my webcam was tilted all the fucking way over there. All right, so who else is here? Anybody else got a keyboard that just joined us? Tell us where you're from and what kind of car you drive. And I will tell you why you should get a '02 to '04 CRV. Because I just got a '02 CRV and I love it. Love it. All-wheel drive. fucking takes off in gravel like you wouldn't believe. Unless, you drive an all-wheel drive car. And, any questions along the lines of the subjects in the title, feel free to ask. Emperor Palpatine. Pennsylvania. Got a couple John Deere greens. And on a hot summer night, Billy Bob loves Charlene in his F-150. So, how many acres you got on your farm? And what do you grow out there in Pennsylvania? I'm down in Louisiana. So we, fuck grow everything out here. They race tractors nowadays. They bring them right up to the drag strip. They even have a mud drag strip out here. I think they might have a couple up in the Appalachians, possibly one up in Pennsylvania, but I'm not sure. I think it was in Pennsylvania. You can take your tractor out, soup it up, and go drag race on mud. And then, of course, if you really want to build the shit out of it, there's always tractor pulls, which, I don't think I've ever been drunk to enjoy personally. Wait, hold up. Rape? Ask the guy what the crops are. He says, about 100 acres. That's my plan. It was. Corn, rape, soybeans, and white-tailed deer. Hopefully the second one doesn't have anything to do with the last one. Please explain what rape is for people who are not from your region. And I'm hoping it's not, because that'd be a weird thing to grow on a farm. Like how do you even plant that? Oh. Again, that must be something for colder climates. I'm just not familiar with that. Rapeseed, huh? Or are you just making that up to make the joke? You plant it with rapeseed? Nah, I'm really confused. Right? How do you grow deer on 100 acres anyway? Do deer grow on a tree or a vine? Or like in rows like corn? If you could get them stand in rows like corn, you'd get a machine just to like harvest the horns. Okay. See, I thought you actually meant rapeseed, but then for a second there I was like, wait, no, I did ask a stupid question. That could be the stupid answer. ASQGSA. Oh, so you actually do harvest the antlers? Does that get processed into something, or or is that for decorative sales? Antlers. Antler farm. I got deer in my backyard. Well, by backyard, I just mean, woods that go that way. So, who wants to talk about a new flat earth argument I've been thinking about making? Anybody? Anybody of the 5 people watching right now? Oh, Maximo, you watching? You just got here? You just sitting there, didn't say nothing. We have 6 viewing now, so you must have just that was easy for me to say. Must have just joined us. It was the judicial system. It wasn't me. Oh, so if Brother Maximo is really a bot, he was just triggered by the AI when I said the words flat earth. Yeah, right before you came in, we were talking about where do you live and what kind of car do you drive. And guy said he's got a F-150 and some John Deere tractors farm. I asked him what he grows out there, how many acres he has. He has 100 acres, and he grows corn and rape. He grows rape, which I guess if you just like plant a bunch of mannequins, short order, and then he grows white-tailed deer. So we were wondering what kind of tree or vine does a white-tailed deer grow from, but he grows the antlers. So the white-tailed deer are the trees. Apparently he's trained them to stand very still while a corn harvesting machine goes down the row and saws all the antlers off. Okay, so anyways, I was gonna do the flat Earth theory that I've been working on lately. So first, yes, just be a wizard to grow rape and deer antlers. My car are my feet. Anyway, flat Earth. Brother Maximo, Chinese cat. Well, I almost said Chinese garbage. That wouldn't be a very smart thing to grow. Chinese grew plenty of it by themselves, I'm sure. Chinese cabbage and potatoes, deer in the woods, and his car are his feet. Excuse me. All right, so I was watching the one channel who's actually been posting some good documented things I consider to be irrefutable regarding flat Earth, and that is his ODIPICKU, ODQ, some sort of Pikachu, I'm supposing. Well, anyway, he posts videos of Google Map showing how far this thing is from that, and then he'll take a zoom lens and go show, hey, you can still see this shit and you're not fucking supposed to be able to see it, right? Okay, so I was just considering myself defending that, okay, like trying to logically hypothesize what would be a counter argument to that. And I just couldn't think of any. So then I got back to my old video, which is the reason why the horizon looks round is because everything that you see looks round. Because the definition of round is what? Circular. And what the fuck is a circle? A circle is a series of points, all the points you can plot equidistant from a central point. Your line of sight is a circle. And when you look out at a circle, it appears to be round. Now, you can debate that hypothetically and stubbornly. But what you can't debate is draw a circle and stand in the middle of it. If you were dead even with the circle, unable to see it from a horizoning point of view, then and only then would it look flat. But if you are viewing the circle from any elevation above where it is two-dimensionally set, it curves. A two-dimensional flat thing curves. And anytime you look at the horizon from any sort of elevation, the distance that you can see the horizon at is a circle. When you rise above it, it registers as curved. So, basically, it's pointless because it's a circle. Yeah, I've done that before. Anyway, so that's just my just a new simple logic thing. Just paint a fucking circle on the ground, okay? Or imagine a circle painted on the ground. And then you can simply understand how the horizon looks curved when it isn't. Alright, my telephone's ringing. I will be right back. Yeah. Alright. So, Brother Maximus says it makes an awful lot of sense thinking back to the different places I've visited at various elevations. And he says, like I said, my car is my feet. I've put in many miles. That's how I know the Earth is flat. It just makes much more sense. Yeah, it's kind of hard to travel a hell of a lot and really come to the conclusion that the Earth is round just because the sun's in a particular spot. The whole Eratosthenes angles, I very easily debunked on a previous video about 2 years ago. Louisiana trash. Okay. They pick it up on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yeah. Oh, Louisiana Trash is a band name. Oh, that's good. So, where are you from and what do you drive? Whoever's just joining us, type in the comments, where do you live and what do you drive? Oh yeah, this the trash pickup in Louisiana is actually a very competent contractor who wound up doing consulting nationwide. And I used to work for the guy in a computer shop back in the mid 90s until he got this investment opportunity to go into this waste management service. And I've been, hearing crap about their success ever since and being like, oh, you lucky fucking rich bastard. Um, I haven't heard any heavy metal from New Orleans since before Katrina, but I'd agree with you that before that, New Orleans had about the nastiest, grungiest fucking death metal scene. Um, like Goat Whore and Pantera. Blue Snow? I know what Joey drives. Joey is in New Jersey, and he drives a 1998 Toyota Prius. No, he drives a 2002 Ford Taurus. No. He drives a brand new fucking Civic with the turbo shit and everything. A Hyundai Santa Fe 4x4. A Hyundai. It's like, you have to, like, I don't know, be wearing some sort of band to pronounce that properly. Hyundai. So how did Santa Fe run? See, I didn't know how to feel about Santa Fe's when they came out because every car Hyundai made before that was pretty much a Yeah, Joey says the 2016 Civic Touring, he leaks every time he sits in it. So the car has no leaks, but he does spring the occasional leak. A little bit of pee shoots out. Huh. Have you been keeping up with the maintenance, or do you have it hard? A Santa Fe, huh? He says his Hyundai Santa Fe has 227,000 miles on it, and it runs great. Wait, who was it that came in here and just said Louisiana trash? I hope he realizes when it picks up and he manages to just stretch out on the right day. You know, wouldn't want him to be inconvenienced. Okay, so you kept up with the maintenance if you've done the second time and built a 227. Good on you for that. Um, do you gently use it, or would you consider yourself a driver or a heavy user? Oh, so Wumber, you're new here? Never been to this channel before? We had somebody yesterday who said he'd never been here before, said they just searched for live Q&A. Turned out they said they were from Mississippi and they were actually from Russia. Okay, so the key to successfully owning a Hyundai Santa Fe is keep up with the timing belt changes and be gentle. All right. So, if you don't want to be gentle and keep up with the timing belt changes, but you would like a Hyundai Santa Fe, recommend a 2002 to 2004 Honda CRV. Well, so brief introduction for a new flat Earth interested person. I don't have a fancy graphics studio. I started the channel with my cell phone and a sketchbook. And the reason I know the Earth is flat is because I'm the one who flattened it. But anyway, that's more of light conversation for another time. 80,000 miles for a timing belt change, huh? See, the old CRV would have let you go to 90,000 miles. Oh, look, somebody just came to get blocked. So a known troll just entered the room and said, "Oh, this should be fun." I just blocked him. So I guess his prophecy was incorrect. No, I flattened it by defeating the whore of Babylon and casting Satan back into heaven, and then deciding that the great fucking illusion should be done away with. I haven't quite decided when I'm going to make it round again, but Babylonian cultists shouldn't quite get their hopes up of, you know, bullshitting everyone again. But, such things are for me to know and for you to find out. That's what the channel's for. I just kind of document things before they happen. Kriya shock. You know, that means watch out for the boom. Where's Kriya shock? Is that what? That's the name of a city? What do you drive in Kriyashak? No, I just don't like morons. You just struck my brother because he's scared of the truth. Think about what the fuck you're saying right there. Jesus, you know, me, scared of the truth. Oh shit! That would mean I was scared of myself. Morons. And of course, I use the Jesus word, so I feel like I have to fucking explain again. Jesus is a Gaelic word that is actually more appropriately suited to my wife, who at the time was, called Mary. Um, she had recently died as my mother at childbirth, also called Mary, which coincidentally enough, my wife's name this lifetime is the same as my mother's name. But I could really only wish that it was dead. Jesus, the word, it's a word, is Gaelic for I am. Yazus was Abramite for Mother Nature. Okay, basically the goddess of plants and animals, the goddess of nature. Yes, and as Joey just pointed out, I'm my own grandpa. Whoa. Fupa Tu Chin says he just purchased a 94 Chevy step van with 61,000 miles on it for $1,000. Holy shit. Yes, Poseidon. Poseidon. Speaking of which, I'm going to have to go take a Poseidon in a few minutes here. Well, get out of your phone, Joey, and go tend to your wife because she needs you. But thanks for joining us. Go be good husband. Go. Peace. So when I left twice earlier, for those of you who've been watching most of the time, when I left twice earlier, I hit play ad. Did it play an ad for y'all? Oh, the Poseidon thing is actually kind of funny because it's one of the few tangible proofs that I can exhibit on a regular basis that I'm not entirely human. Um, See, every morning I drink a cup of coffee and I piss 5 cups of coffee. Like, Poseidon. Okay, I'm going to play an ad right now and y'all just fucking tell me if it works. And if you see anything you like, make sure you buy it. The hell? I don't know what just happened. Play an ad. So Joey, interesting story about Joey. Joey was one of the people who early on when I first made the channel heard the ringing in his ears and just like felt compelled to find me. And turns out we've known each other in previous lives. He appeared right after we had remembered, my wife and I had remembered having a son in a previous life at least 1,000 years ago named Joey. And the reason why we knew he was named Joey, and it wasn't just some kind of like, fantastic, maybe false memory, because, like I've said on plenty of previous videos, we apparatively met in this lifetime in Australia. And Australia has sort of a central significance to the whole spiritual story that mankind has forgotten. And as you may have already figured out, a Joey is the name of a baby kangaroo. So about 2 weeks before Joey showed up in the comments section on the YouTube channel, my wife and I had this memory and, talked, yeah, well, it's got to be Joey because, the kangaroo baby, right? So I snapped my fingers hoping that I could bring him to us. And it worked. And Joey's a great guy. He helps me deal with trolls on the channel. And he occasionally posts a video just, telling how he feels about shit. And that's all cool. And another friend I made similar way was Emily. She has her own channel now. Imphthea Priestess, I believe is the name of it. Okay, so we got 9 people in here. Who are you? Type something and tell us, where do you live and what do you drive? Because I'm fucking bored. And I figured out how to make a live stream, so I'm making a live stream. And it's gone for about an hour now, which means it's about time to end. So, speak now or forever don't get your car made fun of. Or praised, with depending on the car. And if you have a car that should be made fun of, you should not be afraid to mention it. Because, crappy cars are just something that everybody should laugh about. And if you own a crappy car, you need to learn to laugh about it, or else you'll wind up crying about it. Like, be in a healthy state of happy amazement with the piece of shit that you own. Here's my opinion. I could go wrong. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? All right. So, apparently the people who are watching but do not want to tell us what kind of car they drive have forgotten how to speak, or all their fingers have fallen off. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Thanks for joining, everybody. I will be doing this probably noon and midnight. So, check for the live stream around noon and around midnight. Those are the 2 times that if I'm able to, I will go ahead and do another live stream. And hopefully next time we can have some better question and answer stuff. Think of some good questions to ask me, Fuck, try to catch me off guard. Test me, if you will. I don't care. And yeah, Click the like button if you're seeing this as after it's been recorded. Thanks for watching. Check your subscription. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. And peace. I'm going to try to figure out how to end this thing again. I'm just going to click a bunch of X buttons. X, 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 X!